How can you expect someone to be there for you? How can you expect someone to see your vision when they don't have a vision for themselves? They're Stevie Wonder out this bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? How can you want somebody to see something in you when they don't see anything in themselves? Like zero, zip, not a bupkis. Hello, what's up, guys? Hello. Welcome to episode 193 of As Your Big Sister with your host, me, Asia My Queen. How you doing? Me, you ask? I'm grieving. Bam. One word, grieving. Last week, a lot happened last week. A lot occurred last week. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys would have seen, but I don't want to get into it. I just want to be honest that a lot occurred last week. I am grieving. I am taking every day, minute by minute. I am swallowing. I am receiving. I am thanking God. I am thanking I am thanking the people that are in my life, that are supporting me, that love me, that check up on me. I am grieving. Not only am I grieving, I'm grieving. I'm grieving that too. Aside from what had occurred, I'm also grieving my relationships with people. There's times in your life where you're kind of like, how can I say this? You're faced with the decisions that you've made before whatever has occurred, right? So you'll be faced with a challenge and you come to terms with the people that you've invited into your life, the situations you've invited into your life, and you are able to take a look at what you've built and if it was built off of steady ground, I should say, right? I'm going to be honest. I lost my nephew last week. And it's just a process. It's just a thing that, not just a thing, but it's the emotion is just it's a thing that I'm going through. I'm understanding. I'm trying to create a life in my brain that does not involve my nephew, where I have created, my brother's wife was pregnant for 9 months, and then he was on this earth for 4, and I'm creating a world where it's just not, he's not physically here with me. And I'm grieving that. And while I'm grieving that, I'm looking at what I've been able to build as far as relationships, what kind of person I've been to people, what kind of person people have been to me. And it's not intentionally. I'm not doing this intentionally. I'm not like, oh, this has happened, so like let me like, I'm not intentionally doing it. It's just I have a friend that I'm extremely close with, and I just text her. I said, hey, sorry guys, sorry if I cry. It's okay though. It's okay. But I text my friend. I was like, hey girl, I can't be at home by myself. Because I took 3 days off of work just to process. I said, hey girl, I can't be at home by myself. And she was like, okay, well, I got work at 2:30. And at the time it was like probably 10. 10 in the morning. She said, I got work at 2:30. Do you want to get some coffee real fast? And like, we literally were only able to spend about 30, 45 minutes together. But it meant a lot to me that she was able to show up for me like that. And that's why I'm just so strict with my space. I'm so strict with like who I choose to date. I'm so strict with the friends that I choose to have. I'm so strict with the rooms I decide to walk in, because not solely because of times like these, but times like these do show you like who you've been and who you've chosen to hang out with. You know what I mean? Because I haven't been able to be 100% present in my romantic relationship. You know what I mean? I haven't been able to be 100% present to my platonic relationship. I haven't been able to be really 100% present with my relationship with myself. You know, I'm trying to be all these things, you know, and as I'm trying to grieve. So it's a lot of energy has been taken out of the a lot of energy has been taken out of the relationships I have, and it's been put into just grieving and just crying and, you know, just doing the things that we all do when our family passes. And yeah, guys, like, man, be careful with who you choose to partner up with. Be careful who you choose to be your friend. Be careful with the rooms that you choose to walk into, because what's real will be revealed to you. You know what I mean? Like, and for me, I don't think anything has surprised me, right? Like, the people that aren't here for me through this time, it's not like so surprising, like, oh my God, like, how come she hasn't done this? How come she hasn't done that? No, I know the friends that are going to be here for me because through this really hard time, because they've been there for me and they've shown me how they're able to show up for me in the past, you know. And I've also built a community, a very small community. You know what I mean? I'm working on, you know, spreading my wings a little further, but I've built a community of people that really love me. And I've been able to build discernment, right? I've been able to have discernment and see, I think they are just trying to be friends with me for followers and likes. I think which is so crazy, guys, because I highly doubt anybody has followed anybody because of my repost. Or because like I'm kicking it with them. And I'm not even that type of person. Like, if you guys, any of you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm not even the kind of person that's like, hey, I'm with Craig. Like, I'm just not. You know what I mean? Most of my stories, majority of my posts are of me, of my thoughts, you know, how I move through the world, all those fun things. Like, I do not really post to anybody else. Right? So it's like, to really think that like you're going to get anything, like any type of like clout or any kind of thing off of me is just like ridiculous. And I don't think people follow me to follow other people. They just follow me. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate to, I'm not trying to like down myself at all, but like my word isn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't, I hate to say it doesn't mean that much in these streets. I'm just a guy. You know, just a guy doing his thing. I'm just a guy doing his thing. But yeah, I've had people like, I've hung out with people and I'm like, oh, you're just trying to get followers. You don't know me like that for real. You don't know that like, I just like to chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, I like to have like deep conversations and shit. Yesterday I went to a pool party. Right? It's like, it was a summer ends pool party with Survival. And the people that I've ran into, if any of you guys are listening to this, how you doing? But the people that I ran into that, either listen to the podcast or watch me on YouTube or follow me on TikTok or wherever, the people I ran into, we just were like having like deep ass conversations. We were talking about the reasons why we want to be sober. We were talking about the reasons why we were smoking weed or drinking or whatever. And it's just like, this is the connection that I have, right? Like I'm not fake. I'm not fake. You get what I'm saying? I don't do the fake shit, right? If you want to be my friend, if you want to be cool, like being my friend and being cool, we're going to go get some Popeyes and we're going to watch some TV. Or we're going to get some Popeyes and we're going to sit in the grass and we're going to kiki. Do you get what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be Instagram worthy. I mean, actually, majority of the time, it's not Instagram worthy. It's not going to be Instagram worthy. It's not going to be like none of that. I like to kick it for real, like a real human being, baby. And there's been times that I've noticed that some people, like when they meet me in person, I feel like, and this is not a reflection of me. This is a reflection of these motherfuckers and the ways the world has been working. But there's been times where I've met someone in person and I could tell that I let them down. Not because of the way I look, not because I'm acting different or anything like that. It's mostly because I'm not trying to be all over social media and stuff like that when I'm kicking it with you. If we're hanging out, we're hanging out. Half the time, I don't even know where my phone is at when I'm kicking it with people for real. But like, it was like twice where I was like, oh, like, I'm not meeting your expectations of me. I'm not meeting Instagram Asia. You know what I mean? I'm not meeting those heights for you. Oh. Because like, yeah, I'm down to do some TikTok dances, but I'm not going to initiate. Let's do Corvette, hopping on a jet like that. Like, I'm just not that girl. I'm not at all. Mm-mm. 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 However, last episode, we drew a mindfulness affirmation. And I told you guys that I was going to talk more about one of the affirmations cards that I got, right? And specifically, it says, I always believe in myself. I am my biggest supporter. And I mentioned how I get so annoyed by people who are always complaining about the fact that they don't get support from people on social media. I didn't say social media, but that's exactly what I meant. I meant people saying, oh, you guys don't repost me. Oh, you guys don't like. You just come on here and you just, what is it called? What is it called when people like be lurking? What are they called? Monitoring spirits. They're just monitoring spirits. And I don't like Instagram because I feel like it's a bunch of monitoring spirits. Like they don't even like my stuff. They just go on my story. It's just like, okay, whatever. But I said that I was going to talk more about how I got out of that mindset to where I needed everybody to support me. Right? I used to be that girl. I used to be so angry at the fact that my siblings weren't reposting my podcast clips. I was so angry at the fact that my friends weren't liking this and weren't doing that or doing that, right? I used to be so mad about it. And if you dig it, like super old episodes from like I would say 2020 through 2022, if you dig, you'll probably find some episodes where I'm talking shit about people because they're not posting my shit or they weren't liking my shit or anything like that. But I want to talk about how I got out of that mindset and how I got into the mindset where I need to be my biggest supporter. If you choose to support me, that's sprinkles, barely that. And I'm not talking about y'all that are like watching, but like I'm talking about like my friends or family or whatever. If y'all choose to support me, cool, right? but the cupcake finna be good regardless. You get what I'm saying? Like, we gonna be good regardless because I'm gonna support myself. I'm gonna make sure I work hard enough. I'm gonna make sure I read so my sentence can be fluent. I be struggling. Y'all hear me? I be struggling. I make sure I read. I make sure I do my editing. I make sure I have my microphone so I go to work so I could buy certain things and stuff like that. I make sure that I can support myself. I try to make this podcast as entertaining as possible. And then I just, you know what I mean? Like, I hope for the best, right? So, like I said, I want to talk about how I got out of the mindset where I was just waiting for somebody to support me, and I just got my ass up and supported myself, right? So, yeah. Okay. I wrote a couple things down that I want to share with you guys. So one of the bullet points that I wrote down was, don't take it personal. Most people don't support themselves. And that's so fucking true. The people that I was waiting for to support me aren't doing anything still to this day. No shade. No fucking shade. How can you expect someone to be there for you? How can you expect someone to see your vision when they don't have a vision for themselves? They're Stevie Wonder out this bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? How can you want somebody to see something in you when they don't see anything in themselves? Like zero, zip, not a bupkis. Ray Charles out this bitch. Oh, I miss me some Ray Charles. Oh, she give me money when I'm in need. Hold on. Okay, let me stop. I was going to put on some shades, but like, I'm doing too fucking much. That is not funny. But seriously, like, you're expecting your homegirl to repost your shit. You're expecting her to do that. In which, if she does, cool. Like, cool, right? But you're expecting her to repost your shit and stuff like that. But she's also the type of person that's been talking about doing nails for 6 years and ain't done shit. Do you get what I'm saying? And the fact that you're jumping, you can't expect her to be like, oh, like, can you expect her? You can't expect her, but understand that, like, this girl has been saying she's going to do nails. She's been saying that she's going to start content. She's been saying that she want to start school and hasn't done it. So yeah, I do think you can expect her to support you and maybe repost your stuff and things like that. But if she doesn't understand the fact that homegirl ain't even showing up for herself, baby. You get what I'm saying? Your homegirl ain't even showing up for herself. So please understand that it might not happen for you, okay? She might not be able to show up for you either. Hate to say it. Moving on. The second bullet point. Focus on getting better in your craft. Or should it be on your craft? Focus on getting better on your craft. In your craft, on your craft. You know what the fuck I'm saying. Focus on just getting better, dude. You know what I mean? Like, when I stopped like waiting for, or just when I just shifted my attention somewhere else, I really stopped thinking about who was there, who wasn't. You know what I mean? Because I'm just not there. I'm just not over here. You know what I mean? And what's really important is what you're making, not if your brother or sister reposted you. Because what I've noticed is a lot of the people that get online and cry about the fact that their cousin, brother, sister doesn't post their new song. I'm like, damn, if you took that little bit of energy and put it more in that song, maybe the song would have been better. And I'm not trying to blame the victim because it does sound like that, right? However, where your attention needs to be at is what's right in front of you. The art that you're trying to piece together to make sense. Stop thinking about what's going to happen after the art is created. Because you're taking energy out of making the shit good by thinking about, oh, how many likes am I gonna get afterwards? Oh, is my brother gonna post this? Oh, is my mom gonna like this? Oh, is my sister gonna repost this? Or are they gonna be proud of all of that energy? Put it in the art. Focus. Put your head down. Not really. Not literally. But seriously, focus on the art that you're trying to make good. Make that shit even better. And how you do that is putting your energy towards it. All that other bullshit, all that other why don't they, why are they, useless. Useless. Moving on. Third bullet point. Know those feelings will come up. They are normal, and remember the people who do show up. Okay, so that was another thing that I had to face. Baby, while you're cussing everybody the fuck out, while you're talking shit to everybody and saying, why aren't more people here? Why aren't more people here? Do you know who's listening? The people that are here. So as you are cussing people out, they're like, hey girl, I'm showing up and you don't appreciate me. So how about I take my views, my likes somewhere the fuck else? And you have every right to do that. Because while I was on this motherfucker complaining about who wasn't supporting me, there were people that were supporting me. And it just looked lame. And it seemed lame to me. It seems entitled. How dare you feel entitled to anybody's time? When I really found out the value of attention, I started respecting it more. I started respecting people's attention more. So I do my best not to get on here and say stupid shit, which, sometimes I fail at that. Whatever. I'm human. I do my best to, like I said, read and edit and make sure things are as good as I possibly can make them because I respect your attention. I'm not just going to get on this motherfucker and ask for your attention and give you some bullshit. Ain't shit informative, funny, nothing. It's not informative or funny, but you cussing me out about not being here. And I'm here. I had to unfollow somebody one time because every single day, she never missed, she was cussing us out about not supporting her. I said, baby, I can't take this anymore. I really like your content. Like, I really liked what she was posting. But every day she was complaining about the algorithm and complaining about why do we view her story but don't like her pictures. And I'm like, oh my God. At some point, it gets exhausting. Appreciate the people who are showing up for you. Why are you acknowledging someone that isn't there? Who gives a fuck? Because, I had to think, imagine being the audience to somebody who's crying all fucking day about who's not there. Imagine, just sitting in an audience and, and someone's on stage talking about someone didn't show up. And the whole time someone's saying that. You're like, okay, bitch. Are you ever going to acknowledge the fact that I'm sitting right the fuck here in front of your fucking face? Last but not least, be specific on how people can show up for you, right? Some people don't understand the online thing. Some people just don't get it. You'll be surprised who doesn't get it. You'll be like, girl, you're born in 1996 and you still just struggling on computers and shit. You struggling on phones and shit still. But it's hard to hold somebody accountable of things that you haven't vocalized. You know, I guarantee you if I told my siblings, hey guys, like it hurts my feelings that you don't post my podcast clips. Can you do that for me? I guarantee you they'll just do it. No questions asked. Right? But one, I had a little too much pride, and two, like I thought about it and I'm like, my siblings aren't my target audience at all. Like I don't really have a target audience. I just know they're not it. No shade. I love my girls, but no shade. But tell people how they can show up for you. You know, going back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the episode, where I was talking about how I was grieving, I had to be honest with my friend. You know, I'm a Leo, I'm very prideful, but I had to be honest when I said like, hey, like I'm struggling. I had to be honest with my partner. Hey, I am struggling. I need your help. Like, baby, I am sad. I had to tell my partner that. You know, I'm somebody who prides myself on being, you know, the person that's upbeat and the person who can light up a room and all these things, and like I am walking into rooms and the lights are shutting off. I am sad. Ha. And I've had to be okay with it. And not only have I had to sit in this sadness, but I've had to communicate with the people that I love and love me and let them know, hey, I am sad and I need your help. These people can't just assume that I need their help. These people can't just assume that I'm sad. Oh, Asia hasn't done this. She, you know what I mean? Like, they can't just read my mind. They can't just read your mind. They can't just know how they're supposed to show up for you. If you want someone to show up for you, be specific on how they can show up. Hey, can you post this, girl? Hey, can you do this here? Hey, can you do that there? I'm not really the girl that asks people to post something. I'm just not. I'm not, right? So I'm specifically talking about in my personal life where I'm like, hey guys, like I'm a little sad. Like it's taken me a while to get there, but I'm here. And I also can't be mad at people for not fucking knowing that I'm feeling a certain way, right? But like, if you need your friends to show up for you in any kind of way, if you need your siblings to show up for you in any kind of way, even if it's the post, whatever, vocalize that. Don't just expect everybody to know what you need. Yeah. Yeah. That's all I did. Mm-hmm. That's all I did. I was like, listen, don't take it personal. Focus on getting better. When these feelings come up, know that it's normal. Focus on people who show up and be specific on how people can show up for you. Or just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, just shut the hell up. That's another option too. Just can it. Nobody wants to hear it. You know what I mean? I've learned throughout the years that nobody really wants to hear you getting online and complaining. Yeah. Nobody honestly wants to hear your sad story that much either. Right? Like, I know some people who have built their following out of pity. Right? They built a following out of doing story times of moments where they've been wronged by somebody, right? So they've built a platform out of pity, and now they have to tell sad stories every fucking day. Okay, girl. There was one time, and this is so bad that I did this. Like, I didn't understand mental health or anything like that. So, like, please give me some grace. Even though, like, if somebody saw me, they'd be like, girl, you are depressed. You're like fucking musty and you're like 15 years old, 15, 16 years old. Like, and you're a girl. Like, yeah, you're probably depressed. Well, you know what I mean? Your room is a mess. You hardly shower. Like, you're probably depressed. But anyways, I didn't understand mental health that much. And there was this girl that was always going online talking about how depressed she was and shit like that. My dumbass, I decide to comment on this post and I ask her, I'm like, are you ever happy? Imagine somebody asking you some bullshit like that and you're depressed. Oh my God. I would kill you. I would literally get a gun. I would literally get a gun. Okay, let me stop. But like, nobody wants to hear that bullshit. Nobody does. That's why it's so important to have friends. That's why it's so important to get a therapist. That's why it's so important to journal. Nobody wants to hear it. Yeah, you'll get a pity or whatever. You'll get pity followers and stuff like that. But like every episode, every TikTok, every episode I am sitting here crying. Okay, yeah, you caught me. Whatever, fuck you. You get what I'm saying? Like, go to hell. But like, you're not gonna see every episode. I'm like, and then they just did this to me, and I was just. At some point, you'd be like, okay, girl. That makes me think. Makes me think about how people are literally fucking up their relationships with people because they want to get some likes on a story time on TikTok. Girl, likes on TikTok don't mean shit. Don't mean a fucking thing. They don't turn into dollars. They don't turn, it's not guaranteed. Let me say that. It's not guaranteed that they turn into dollars. It's not guaranteed people are going to continue to follow you and support you in other endeavors and stuff like that. If you want to tell sad stories all fucking day and that's what you want to do for a living, then yes, sure. But like, to think that you're going to like build an empire. Well, yeah, you can build an empire from sad stories. There was this one girl, she did a story time, right? And she was a girl that like, I was kikiing with, like she was cool. And not kikiing with on a lesbian tip, but like kikiing like real friends, right? She was cool and shit. And she did a story time. And I'm like, wait, this sounds fucking familiar. And yeah, it's familiar, but like she's lying too. You know what I mean? Like, she was like, yeah, like, so like, okay, guys, oh my God. Like, it literally gives me the EBGBs just fucking thinking about it. So guys, and her and I were still following each other, like the fucking nerve of this lady. But she was like, hey guys, like, let me know if this is weird. Oh, here we go. Let me know if this is weird. So there's this girl, like, she was like taking pictures of herself and like she didn't ask me to take pictures with her. Like, you guys think this is weird? That was a fucking story. I'm like, okay, girl, like some people are just not good at things. And this is one of those things that you're just not good at it. So like, this is a story, but the stories about someone potentially hating on you or monitoring spirits or like are mean girl spirits, mean girl vibes. Those stories are very, very popular on social media, right? So she got her a couple hundred likes. Cute, I guess. And like girls were commenting, talking about yeah, that is weird. Like, yeah, you weren't right for feeling weird about that. Like, you weren't. And I was like, these burr brain ass bitches. Like, first of all, you're listening to this story and you're thinking about a situation that's personal to you. That's how you're responding. Because like this story alone doesn't tell me, even if the story was not about me, the story alone does not tell me someone's a hater. They just want pictures of themselves. That's literally it. Literally it. The real story was, yes, I was taking pictures of myself, of fucking course. But I asked her, do you want pictures? First of all, She was kind of like standoffish the entire night. We had went out to a club with a bunch of other guys. Why the fuck was I there? I have no idea. Like, it's just, I have no idea. Everyone was really nice, but I just like, I don't know why the fuck I went. But cool, right? She invites me. I know the guy, right? Like I know the guy that so let me go back. The guy invites her and she's like, "Hey, do you want to go out with me and so and so?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know so and so." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So when we get there, I don't know if she felt like I was getting more attention than her. I think it was more because like I was like talkative, right? Like I was conversing with people because first of all, they were our rides. We were in their Airbnb. Like it was all their shit. We were going to be in their section. You know what I mean? So of course I'm going to be talkative. Of course I'm going to converse with people. It was their alcohol, their weed, their everything, their food, everything, right? And so, like I said, of course I'm going to converse with people. Like, what the fuck are we doing here for, right? So, like, she was a little standoffish. So I think that's more why I got more attention than she did. Because it hadn't, she beautiful girl, right? So, of course, someone's going to talk to you if you're just, like, sitting there, like, quiet, right? No, of course, like, like, but anyways. So we get to the club. One of the guys is taking pictures of me because I asked him to, and I don't ask her because she had a bit of a like she was just quiet, which I didn't see anything wrong with it. And so when I was like, "Oh, you want to take pictures too?" And she's like, "No." So I felt like, okay, homegirl don't want to take pictures, so I'm not gonna bother anybody to take pictures. And literally, that was it. That was the beginning and the end. That was literally it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not going to force anybody to take pictures. I don't give a fuck like that. Right? But like she got on social media on some bullshit. And I'm like, dude, I'm seeing more and more like how it's going to be, people are really selling out their friends for fucking likes. And it's kind of nasty, dude. Because her and I were building a decent relationship, right? And after I saw her do that, I started feeling like those kind of videos on social media were just like fucking weird. They're just weird. Like, talk to the person that you're talking about. She never mentioned to me, actually, it was a whole different story as to why she was acting the way she was. She did admit to me why she was acting the way she was. So, yeah. But did I go on TikTok and say, actually, no. I literally just blocked her. I was like, okay, you got to get the fuck out of here. You really got to get the fuck out of here. Because, like, anybody who does some bullshit like that, they're weird. And I just don't trust anybody who needs attention that bad. Who needs attention so much that they will literally make up a whole fucking story that didn't fucking exist. Knowing that we met up after that night, we met up, we went to the park, and she looked me in the face and she said, "I think I was acting that way because I was jealous of you." So she said that. She said she was jealous of me. And I was like, I'm honestly happy that you said something. You know what I mean? Because there are some people that will be jealous of you and will do sneaky shit behind your back. But no, she confronted the feeling that she had, and I appreciated that. Funny enough, I told my friend, I was like, "Hey, this happened." And my friend was like, "Stop being friends with her, girl. Stop fucking being friends with her. That's weird. A friend that's jealous of you is weird as fuck." And I was like, I still don't agree with that. Like, I still think that like jealousy is just a normal feeling that we all go through, and we will get over it as long as we choose to, right? So I was like, no, I still fuck with her. Like, no. I think she was just being honest with me about a feeling that she was feeling, because she knew I peeped game. She knew I was kind of like, what's going on with her? But yeah, she looked me in the face and she told me the reason why she was acting that way is because she was jealous. But then gets on TikTok after she tells me that and tells a story about me just taking pictures and shit and leaving her out and saying that that's weird, and allow people to be in her comments talking about, yeah, that's weird, that's weird, that's weird. And she replying to people talking about stuff. Yeah, I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I was. So you're willing to make up this whole fucking weird ass story. Well, it wasn't a whole story. It was a very awfully told story. Awfully told and lying story. If you gonna lie, tell a good story, bitch. The fuck? But like, I thought that was fucking weird. That shit was weird. And I just see it more and more where I'm like, y'all are really just willing to just fuck up your relationships for a bullshit story time. For a bullshit story time, a couple likes, and nobody's gonna remember you again. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, oh, I really felt this person was monitoring spirit, and let's name this person Susan. Susan does all the specifics about Susan. So if Susan watches the shit, Susan gonna know it's about her. And Susan's like, girl, that's not how the story went. And you're just, all you had to do was just talk to Susan, but you don't want to. What you want is fucking likes. That shit is whack as fuck. That shit was whack. I was a good ass friend to her too. I was a good ass friend to her, and quick. I don't regret that shit because that's how I like to treat women well. I do. I like to treat my friends well. I like to treat, but it was just bullshit. Anyways, moving on. We are going to draw an affirmation card. I already drew it. If you guys are watching, you already see me with my card. Oh, thank you, Intelligent Change, for my affirmation cards. Okay, this card says, my life reflects my vision and my authentic self. My life reflects my vision and my authentic self. I like it. I like that card. I say that all the time. I'm like, I like it. My life reflects my vision and my authentic self. Lately, I've been thinking about, like, who am I? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who am I? How do I feel in my body? How do I feel in the spaces I choose to take up? Just like at the beginning of the episode, I talked about how, like, challenging moments in your life will really make you think about life, right? It'll make you think about where have you been putting your time? Where have you been putting your energy? How do you feel in this time? How do you feel in this space? How do you feel in your body? I've really been thinking about how do I feel in my body? Losing my nephew has been challenging. Has been very challenging. But he gifted me with the ability and the time to reflect. And just thinking about how I occupy space. I think a lot of people don't get that opportunity. I mean, let me not say that. A lot of people do have that opportunity. They just don't take it. And I think for the most part, I've been a pretty insightful person. Just this incident, I'm forced to face myself. I'm forced to deal with a feeling. Usually when I'm sad, when I'm a little down, I could go out and I could maybe buy a little sweet treat, buy a little mini skirt, buy a little some whatever. But this loss has created a moment where I've really had to deal and sit and look. I can't just go buy something. I can't just post on social media and get likes to make me feel better. I can't just do a new hairstyle. I can't just get my nails done real fast. I have to move through this. And this is the first time, I would say, in my adult life that I've had to do this. I've had to look at true deep sadness. Like, I've been depressed before. I had a depressive episode when I was 21, and I was able to manage through it by getting more money and moving out of I was living in someone's garage, and the walls were pink. Yeah, the walls were pink. The walls were pink. The bathtub was disgusting. I was sharing a bathroom with 2 other men. It was disgusting. That house was disgusting. It was so nasty. But I went through that depressive episode, and then I was able to get myself out of it with a lot of prayer. A lot of prayer. Oh my God. But now feels different. It feels different. And maybe it's because I'm in a whole new decade of my life. I'm 30 and that was 21. And loss just feels different because the older you get, the more you realize how fragile life is. I had my first loss. I experienced my first loss when I was 9 years old, when my grandmother was killed. And then, it happened a couple times with my cousin, and then with my grandfather, and then with my friend that I told you guys about a couple episodes ago. And those all were when I was a kid, and I was able to lean on people in a different way because I was a kid. When you're an adult, you have responsibilities that don't stop just because you lost somebody. Bills, rent still due. Okay. But yeah, when this affirmation card says my life reflects my vision and my authentic self, right now I'm really looking in the mirror. I'm really, really looking in the mirror more than I ever have. And I'm being honest with myself. I'm seeing, like I said, who I've been to people, what people are to me. I'm seeing all those things. I'm feeling all those things. And I'm almost auditing. I'm what changes do I want to make in what areas and things like that? Because this did not feel good, right? Maybe that explanation had nothing to do with the affirmation card. I don't think it did. Maybe I just wanted to get that out. I just want to end today's episode with saying that I want you guys to show the people you love right now. Hug people. Love on people. Don't wait to call anybody. The resentment you have for people, waste of fucking time. Build your resilience, because you're going to need strength through times like this. So all the things that make you feel strong, all the things that fuel you and energize you, try to practice them every single day, because it's going to rain. Things happen. You get a flat tire, people die. And you need to be prepared for that. Just is what it is. It's life, right? You need to be prepared for people dying, you having a flat tire. You need to be prepared for your check engine light to be on. So it may mean you need to make sure you're saving, right? You need to make sure you're praying, you're doing your workouts, you're journaling, you're laughing, spending time with your friends, listening to good music, whatever it is that energizes you, that makes you feel alive and strengthens you. I'm going to need you to do that because, like I said, it rains. And for the past week, it's been raining in my life. Past, I would say 2 weeks. It's been raining. And I look gorgeous in the rain. I look beautiful in the rain. But I credit that to the things that I do every day before the rain comes. Like I said, I don't choose no stupid ass partner. Imagine my nephew passing away and I got some stupid ass niggas sitting next to me. What? You get what I'm saying? Imagine my motherfucking nephew passes a fucking way and I got a dumbass nigga laying in the bed with me. Huh? I got surface level ass friendships. No fucking money in my savings account. No job. No, you get what I'm saying? Imagine that. Imagine how fucking fucked up that would be. You know what I mean? Ain't shit perfect. But I got 4 new tires. I got me a partner that has sat right beside me through me just literally laughing and being normal to breaking down. Ooh, breaking down. I got me a friend that I could text, hey girl, I'm feeling fucked up. What's up? And she says, well, I could come over for a little bit. I got coworkers that are willing to walk me to my desk because I am sad. I'm walking into the elevator. I see my homegirl. We're just supposed to just walk right past each other because she had to go a different way. She looks me in my eyes. She said, you're not okay. Like, what's going on? I said, oh, when someone asks you what's going on, you're just, okay. And I just crumbled in her arms. She hugged me and she said, let me walk you to your desk. She said, let me get you set up at your desk. My character built that. You get what I'm saying? My character built those relationships so that when it rains, I could still be pretty. All right, guys. We're going to wrap this episode up. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Don't forget to tell everybody that I'm beautiful, kind, smart, and sexy. Thank you for being here for episode 193. I appreciate you so much. My name is Asia, my queen. This is As Your Big Sister. Bye-bye.